You know.
Says the guy with 2 kids. It's not a bad song.
I love everything about the guy. So the music works, the gimmick works, his in-ring works, his look works, everything works. And he beat John Cena pretty fucking clean too.
It's funny. So, I don't know what his music is because usually I'm doing something in the kitchen when a commercial when they come back from commercial, he's usually the guy that's just in the ring. So I don't know what his music sounds like until just now.
I just always think it's the guitar strum that he does.
Yeah, because he does that one little guitar strum. That would be like
He doesn't actually have music. It's typically
he's already in the ring.
Right. Now the thing is, and I guess he's probably doing this as like a character development thing, but the guitar playing started awful and is steadily improving. Like every week he's doing just a little bit better playing the guitar.
Yep.
So if they're doing that intentionally, and again, sometimes we're giving him too much credit, but if they're doing this intentionally, good on them.
Mm-hmm. And they need to have him with the Rock, a little concert with the Rock. That would be like his defining moment.
Why wouldn't they have done that at the Raw 25? I mean, aside from the fact that the Rock is starring in about 18 movies right now.
Yeah, seriously, every time I turn around, he's in another trailer.
Yeah, I saw one on the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, is that for Rampage? And I was like, nope, it wasn't for Rampage. It's for a Skyscraper, which is a whole other thing.
And it looks great, too.
It does look good. And it was filmed in Vancouver.
Hey.
Nice.
A lot of movies are filmed up in Vancouver, right?
And Toronto.
Yeah, they filmed the Highlander series up there, too.
Looks better than the Han Solo movie.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. Why would you even... Oh, you had to say it.
All hope.
You had to say it.
Yep.
Where's my camera? My camera's up here, so let me move this microphone. I need to address the nation right now. Ladies and gentlemen, despite what people might tell you, this is not a Star Wars movie. It's not directed by George Lucas or written by George Lucas. It was expanded upon like a cocktail napkin that George Lucas wrote an idea on. It just said Han Solo movie, leather jacket, joins the dark side. Right, question, profit. And that was it. There's no real idea here.
No, it was
not Han Solo. It's not
Han Solo movie.
It's not him.
Millennium Falcon, Chewie, profit.
It's just I don't know. It looks like a Marvel movie. It's shot like a Marvel movie. It's written by the same people and directed by the same people who do the Marvel movies. It's going to feel like a Marvel movie. And then the only thing that's going to make sense is he's going to get in the Millennium Falcon and hit a wormhole or something, and then he's going to be on the ship with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it'll make sense. But other than that, it don't make sense to me because it's not Harrison Ford. It's some young guy who doesn't even look like Harrison Ford. They couldn't even find a guy that looked like him. Like, how hard could that be? Or make it a CG movie. All right, that's enough of that. We're gonna move to wrestling because we just lost a bunch of people. That's my issue. With
tweets.
Not that I won't go see it. I'll go see it and complain about it. You know me. If I've been watching Raw since I was 11 years old, I think I can watch a bad movie and just suck it up.
And tweet angrily.
Right? I'll just complain about it on the internet. Damn it. We are here with the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for wrestling fans. Yes, despite what you may think, this is not a Star Wars podcast. It just started out that way. Sign up for free at TagMeADate.com. Find your tag team match of our roster of superstars and divas. One of my cats is like distracting me right now because
over 75,000.
Right, yeah, 75,000 superstars and divas. One of these cats is going to eat something dumb, and I'm going to have to mute my microphone as they eat something.
Or dumb. It's going to attempt to vomit.
Oh yes, I think that already happened this morning. The worst part is if you don't get to it fast enough, they just eat it again. It's kind of gross.
Yep, my dog does it all the time.
Animals are
that dry heaving. Oh,
yeah, they're dumb and smart at the same time because they can open the food thing, but then they also throw up on the carpet. So go figure.
Yeah.
So sign up for tagmeday.com. It is totally free. 75,000 superstars and divas are waiting for their tag team partner. Speaking of, where do we go? Monday Night Raw? Because a lot of stuff did happen on Monday Night Raw. But Ryan sent a message through earlier. And I was going to bring something up earlier.
Oh, geez. What
well, you brought up the Jason Jordan thing.
Oh, okay.
His wife on Facebook put up something about the character Jason Jordan, in quotes, is injured, but he's really fine and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And he's just
if she put that out there, then he should be suspended.
Yeah, she did put that out there, but then they put out the thing about the next surgery. So I don't know what's legit or not.
Trying to say that the rumors were floating around its career ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and I said this in our chat yesterday, I think it's all a work, and that he's going to say that he just came back from neck surgery when he comes back.
With a broken freaking neck.
Right. And he's going to be just like his dad with the whole broken freaking neck thing before this whole thing implodes before Mania, where Kurt Angle's really not his dad, because I just have a feeling that's where this is eventually going to go.
Well, it has to.
Yeah.
It has to be revealed that it's not his dad, or we have to willingly believe that Kurt Angle kept his son a secret for 30 years. You know, it's too far-fetched.
Well, and here's the other thing. Did you guys see I think it was a tweet that Angle put out with him wearing the ECW mouth guard, and he was in his like badass gear, and he was saying, you know, kind of hinting towards the fact that he's going to be back in the ring full time like a machine he used to be. So, you know, this could be the start of that, you know, I think around Mania time.
Well, that would be nice.
That would be nice. I'd enjoy that.
You can definitely still go
for Jason Jordan. Remember when Randy Orton was injured early in his career, and he kept doing those RNN updates?
RNN.
They should do that with Jason Jordan. That would be hysterical.
It's been long enough where they could kind of redo that, and a lot of people wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of this isn't he injured stuff going around, because I saw Seth Rollins comment on it. He's like, guys, I'm fine. If you see anything about my injury, it's fake news. And it's like, wow, these guys are really, when they see an accusation about somebody having an injury, they're really on top of it. And I guess it's, you know, they have to protect their spot, because if it sounds like they're injured, and you know,
and we still don't even know what is up with Paige, really.
No, they just didn't address it, and she's just walking around wearing too much makeup.
Well, no, they said that, you know, she wouldn't be cleared in time for the Rumble. They've never come out and said that her career is over, and I think they're keeping that open because they feel that there's a potential shot at her getting back in the ring. That's the only reason I could see for her not giving a retirement type speech, but I'm still going to manage Absolution or whatever. You know, but listen, at least it gives her something to do. You know, they still use her music. She's still in their corner. She's still directing the traffic, if you will. And if she can't get back in the ring, at least, you know, she can continue to do that. And if they split, she can manage one of the two. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do, or quite frankly, she can go to the performance center. There's things that she can do to help the young talent coming up where she's not physically in the ring. So there's a lot of things she can do. I mean, it's definitely not ever going to be the last of Paige we see. It may be the last we see her in a wrestling match, but again, they're keeping that line open because they don't want to say it's over and then, oh, there she is.
Foot in their mouth, yeah. Now, Joey Ryan became the first wrestler to be sponsored by Pornhub. Do you think there's a chance, you know, she could sell like logo space on her jacket, like the leather jacket?
Oh, God.
Just have the big Brazzers logo on the back. That's not PG, but
maybe on the inside.
Right. She just flashes it really quick. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's.
He's really sponsored by
Ryan, that's on Ryan. Ryan thought of that one.
Yay.
Oof. Well, I'm glad she's at least still active on television, because she spent so much time away. She could have been doing a similar thing, managing girls and cutting promos while rehabilitating the injury. I guess the idea is you keep her off TV, and she comes back and debuts again, or when you re-debut, you get that big pop. But since she's not really re-debuting anymore, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with keeping her on TV. Listen, anything that keeps creative, talented people on my television is a good thing.
And I do want to just say too, since we're talking about managers and managing, the other potential rumor, which I really hope is something that really goes down, and that's that they are going to have Heyman manage Ronda Rousey, which means if they ever wanted to do that mixed tag, she would have Brock. I think it's going to be such a home run. I'm wondering if Paul Heyman surprises everybody by accompanying her to the ring at WrestleMania.
I think it would be funny if they just jumped out and won the mixed match challenge.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Come out at the end, point at the Mania sign, and win.
Right. Now, you see, if this was the Attitude Era, a girl could come out and cut a promo on Ronda and call her Brock lesbian.
Oh, not anymore.
Nope, that's a thing of the past. Jeez. But I think it would be a good pairing. It's almost too obvious, so it's like they're not going to do it because it's so obvious.
I think they're going to really save Ronda for Mania. I don't think we're going to actually see her get in the ring until I do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we're going to see her in a WWE ring before Mania, but she's not going to get physical in the sense of having an actual match. I think her first actual match will be at Mania at this point. I could see her getting into a scuffle or, doing something like that.
Because you don't want to give away her first match for free on Raw.
Right. And you want more people to sign up for the network.
Right. As competitive as a contest it may or may not be, it'll probably be a squash match. And then do you really want to see her wrestle Alicia Fox or Bayley for 2 minutes?
Right.
Or Mickey goes in there all smiley and gets tapped out in 90 seconds from an armbar or something. Yeah. Like, we don't need to see that. Let's put in a real wrestling match and see what she can, she's here to work. Let's see what she can work. I mean, if it was not WrestleMania season and we were building to like a SummerSlam or something like that, yeah, bring her on TV, have her rough some people up. Maybe do the Shayna Baszler thing where she comes out, chokes somebody wearing a leather jacket. I wonder if Shayna Baszler is going to get involved at all.
Although, you know what, Vince, I could say this. I guess there is a chance that they could have her do something at SummerSlam.
True. Always a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but SummerSlam is past WrestleMania,
after.
Right?
Oh,
what I'm
right.
saying is I was saying if you were building to a SummerSlam, like if you were going after like Raw after Mania, Ronda comes out Raw after WrestleMania, does some shit. But now that she's already been revealed, you have to go first match WrestleMania,
right?
All that stuff.
No, that's very true. Very true.
Because I just think I don't want to see Ronda's first match on Raw or SmackDown. I think it would be the stage for that is WrestleMania,
right?
But who's she going to face at WrestleMania? Charlotte?
I think
that would be cool.
It could be cool. I think Charlotte would be a better match for her than, say, Alexa. I don't think Alexa walks out of the Elimination Chamber with the title.
No, I think Nia Jax is going to win it.
But she's not in the match, though.
That's right.
She could pull an Edge.
I see
herself into the match.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they pulled her out of the match, but she's going to end up being in the match.
You know what? As we were saying it, that image of Edge attacking Kofi for the Elimination Chamber popped in my head because I'm like, Edge jobbed out in like the first match of that pay-per-view and was like, wow, why is Edge like on first and why is he losing? Right. And then so she might come out and get her ass kicked by Asuka and then go out and win the but again, do you want to see Asuka Nia Jax at WrestleMania? Or who wrestles Nia if Asuka goes against Charlotte?
Well, I like the idea of the triple threat. Now, I don't think Nia is actually going to beat Asuka, but I feel like something's got to go down where it ends up being a triple threat match.
Yeah, well, the other thing I was thinking was if she somehow wins against Asuka, like some cheap win, holding the tights, somebody holds her down, whatever, roll up, whatever screwy finish it is, and gets inserted in the match and makes it a three-way, I still like the idea of Asuka challenging both women's champions. So then it's 3 women, 2 titles, and then you throw Ronda in and it's a fatal 4-way. And then it doesn't matter who takes, the right person can take the fall and get whichever belt.
See, I like where you're going with it, but I don't think that's something they're going to do.
It would be really complicated.
Yeah.
That's really complicated.
Right.
It would be something they do for like WrestleMania 2000.
3000.
You remember WrestleMania 2000? There were no traditional singles matches. Everything was a gimmick match.
Yeah, that's true.
And Jericho was supposed to be
in saying she'd pay to see Ronda crush Lana.
Ronda versus Lana, once in a lifetime. Jesus.
Barn burner.
Something tells me that's not going to put people in the seats.
No, I don't think so. What were the did Kat send you the questions? We can try and answer them.
Yeah, we have questions.
Let's do that. So I'll preface while you pull them up because I'm sure you have them quicker than I can pull them up.
Oh wait, hold on before we get into the question.
Yeah.
So SmackDown last week.
See,
they're already starting to split Owens and Sammy.
Yep.
That's good.
They're fast tracking the fuck out of this because they're like, oh, we want to put this on WrestleMania now.
I know, but fucking A, I love them together. Like,
it should really be a year-long thing.
I think they're going to pretend to split up and then do something at WrestleMania and then become co-champions.
That would be
funny.
Kind of do the whole Triple H HBK match.
Yeah, the European title where one pinned the other.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's very possible.
I put them against Rude for the U.S. title, and then one of them pins the other one. And then...
Speaking of, that's tonight too. Rusev versus Bobby Roode.
Oh, that's right. It's Rusev Day
for the U.S. title. On Rusev, who fucking knew on Rusev Day? So, the appropriate thing would be for Rusev to win on Rusev Day. The internet, quote unquote, in big air quotes, the internet at large is calling for a Bobby Roode Rusev double turn. Tonight. So Bobby Roode goes heel and Rusev goes baby. Not that he's not a baby face, but he's just officially right now, alignment wise, if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan, he's a heel. He is not re-rolled.
Can you turn Bobby Roode right now? I mean, he's so over.
The only guy you can turn him on is Rusev.
Yeah, I guess.
Because Rusev, but here's the thing. I don't think it needs Bobby Roode doesn't need to change for Rusev to be a babyface. Rusev came out, and I love this idea. Rusev came out and he ripped his shirt at the Royal Rumble like Hulk Hogan did. Yeah. I would like Rusev not to dye his hair and to take the red and yellow and all that stuff, but I'd like Rusev to be a legal immigrant, proud patriot like Hulk Hogan, but like immigrant Hulk Hogan.
Said.
Right. So instead of hating America, he comes out and says, I come to this country. My parents bring me here. They give me green card. They give me citizenship. I find job. I find wife. I love America. Something like that, where he's appreciative of all the things that America has to offer him. And then like a Jinder Mahal can come in and be like, no, my friend, they are discriminating against you. Now that's really racist. I'm sorry, Jinder Mahal. You sound nothing like that. But you get what I would like to see that would work. And the immigrant Hulk Hogan character where he's appreciative of the things that America has given him. I think that could work.
Yeah, I like that. That would be cool.
I like the idea.
Especially if he keeps ripping the shirt and all that stuff. You know, keep the Hulk Hogan spirit of it alive. But Rusev, he's got that timing, the comedic timing, and the voice. The thing with it's a fish. Like when he had the fucking fish, the segment bombed. All those segments with Lana and Dolph were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But when Rusev did things like bring out a fish, it is cold fish like Lana. Like, well, how can you not laugh at that? The guy's just got timing.
But
he does.
Total Divas is what brought Rusev's personality out like that.
It's seriously true because he is hilarious on that show.
He's hilarious on Up, Up, Down, Down too.
Lana on there, but Rusev is awesome.
Rusev changed his Up, Up, Down, Down nickname to Roman Reigns because he never loses.
That's
because he's like, they're like, and Austin goes, we have Tong Po because he took it's from Kickboxer, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. That was the bad guy, Tong Po. So he goes, no, I'm not Tong Po anymore. Call me Roman Reigns because I never lose. It's like, all right, there we go. And Roman was there because it was like it was a FIFA tournament, and Roman was in the room, and Roman's like, what? The facial, and Roman has great facial expressions too.
He does.
He did something last night. He made like one of those. I'm sorry to our more sensitive listeners. Trigger warning. He made like a retard face at somebody in the tag team match last night. Like he just made this goofy, like you're retarded face, and it was brilliant. It was like something a high school football player would do to the opposing team. Was it the face
he made at Jason Jordan after what Jordan did?
I would have to find a screen cap of it. It was on Reddit, and he just made. I don't know if he wasn't like making the jerk off motion with his hand, but he was doing something with his hand. He was doing something dumb with his hand, and then made the retard face. It was like, ugh. Yeah, I thought. Oh, that's what it was. He was doing the "We Are the Bar" thing.
Yeah, he did the whole.
Yes, Cesaro did it, and then he did it. And he's like, "Meh." He had the face like he made the face. Yeah. So I like that. And I think Roman should continue to do things like that.
He has personality. They just have to let him.
Right. They just pretend that he doesn't.
Yeah.
Let the guy be him.
Everything is too scripted. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. It was wonderful. There's a screenshot.
That's great.
He's not bad. He's just directed in the wrong way.
Yeah, they need to let go of
every which way.
I think they should really just give up on the idea of him being like the underdog fighting babyface thing.
That's the whole thing. You can't book him like an underdog because he's not.
He always wins most of the time, I would say. Yeah, so I mean, it's a little tone deaf that they treat him like the underdog and he constantly wins. Don't worry, Ryan. Philadelphia's still standing.
Sports fans.
That was the Sports Center update. The city is still there.
The city is still there.
I don't get it.
I don't understand destroying your city after winning a championship, but I mean,
you get so
that
excited.
Would definitely happen to Toronto if we win.
Right? When they lose, let alone win. Jesus.
Somebody was lighting shit on fire in Philadelphia at halftime. The game wasn't even decided yet. They just felt like lighting something on fire.
Was it Kevin Hart?
That was someone's
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart was crazy.
He was so hammered.
It was hilarious.
Trying to get on the stage.
Oh, they kicked his ass out. Yeah.
He dropped the F-bomb on TV. Oh.
And he knew it as soon as it came out, but he's like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm drunk. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing that we'll talk about.
I just said fuck on TV.
Yeah, he did. He said fuck on the post show. Before we get to the questions, I want to talk about something where we kind of had a mixed response to it. Like we were split half and half pretty much. When Alexa came out with Kurt, and first of all, Kurt came out and cut the world's worst promo.
Oh my Lord. It was terrible.
It reminded me a lot of the Jake Roberts. You want to play 21? I got 22. You want to play aces and eights? I got 2 of those too. You know what I mean? Like that's. It was Heroes of Wrestling promo bad. I don't know what he just forgot because he said he forgot the name of the match.
Yeah,
which is also the name of the pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber. And luckily, he was in an arena of like 20,000 people who I'm sure somebody from the front row was like, Elimination Chamber. And then he's like, oh, thank you, I got it. And then kept going.
And he also almost accidentally referred to Bayley as the women's champion.
Yeah.
Women's.
He did. He said women's champion and former women's champion.
Every time he tried to say former women's champion, the girl is a current women's champion, which is very nice because one of them must be Intercontinental and U.S., and there's just a whole hierarchy we don't know about. And then Alexa came out, and then the segment to me just took another tumble downhill as she accused him of being sexist. The only reason I had a problem with it is if you watch the men's side, and for how many years it's been decided, we're at the Royal Rumble, the winner of the Royal Rumble picks which champion they face at WrestleMania, and then one of two things happens. Raw has the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So if their champion is selected, it's a number one contendership. If their champion isn't selected, it's for the title. It's just I hate to quote Fiddler on the Roof, but tradition, that's just the way it's always been. So for her to come out and be like, it's been, it's just, she came on and be like, well, inequality, and I'm just like, oh no.
Is Brock even at the pay-per-view?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what she was talking. It doesn't mean that he has to be in the Elimination Chamber, but he's not defending his title that night.
Then him and Alexa can both be in the same Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
I saw absolutely nothing wrong with Alexa Bliss as part of that promo. She's a heel. It worked. It got her over in a heelish way. She used the topic that is currently out there. Yep. I think people can make the distinction between what she was saying and what's going on. You know what I mean?
Of course. And if she couldn't, then that's exactly what she wants. She wants that heat from using a topic that's so sensitive.
Right.
And again, are we giving them too much credit for thinking this deeply about it?
Oh, for sure.
I think we're giving them
she probably said the word by accident and was like, oh crap.
Listen, I understand what it's doing, and she's a heel and all that, but it was I don't know. It just felt like I could see the reason. When she said, "Well, why isn't it this way?" I was like, "Well, this is why." Like in my head, I already had an answer. So when she went for the sexism thing, I was like, "Oh, well, there's already a solution to this."
I agree with you, Vince. I had a logical kind of thought too. I just thought it was kind of dumb, but I was like, whatever, and I just moved on.
But it did get the it got heat. Obviously, we're talking about it, so it's it is a relevant topic. I don't know. Neither of them blew me away with their promo last night.
I mean, don't get me wrong. In itself, for an actual promo, the promo was horrible.
I almost spat out my lemon line.
I didn't have a problem necessarily with the topics at hand during the promo.
I would have got a laugh if Kurtz did say, "Yeah, Brock's more important."
I just don't know what I would have done if he said anything else. Like he's like, you know what? I thought about it. Yep, guys, I'm a sexist. I'd like to apologize to all the women's audience.
Or tell Brock to get in the Elimination Chamber and have fun with that.
They're gonna have Charmel come back and be like, one time Kurt Angle threatened me with bestiality sex
and called me a gutter slut.
There's so much, like if they really wanted to try and paint Kurt Angle as a sexist, you could selectively go back and pick out clips. Like that would be okay. If they do that next week, I absolve this fucking gimmick. Go back, selectively pick out moments where it looks like if he's hitting Stephanie McMahon with an angle slam or something. Anything from the Attitude Era, from like when he signed until about 2005.
When he made out with Stephanie while she was passed out.
See, yes, all these kinds of things. They could do that and be like, she could try and start her own hashtag against Kurt Angle. Yep. So if they escalate it, I'm down with that idea. If it's a one-time, 1 week, you're a feminist, I'm gonna try this excuse. It's like, but
I'd wrestle some jimmies.
What if she wants like a 4 count instead of a 3 count? She tries to do all this stuff. Oh, then I'm on board.
For just to pop up behind him.
Biggie comes out and just wiggles his hips while counting to 5. Yeah, all right.
Something.
So that was the topic that we were all split on, because I know Kat was more on my side, but she's not here. One of her children is sick, very high fever. So Autumn, get better. We'll see you all next week.
Yes.
Sure. I'm sure by next Tuesday, Autumn will be back to drawing pictures of my Instagram, which I don't even look at my Instagram photos very long. So for her to look at one long enough to draw a picture of the steak I ate for my birthday, that is some dedication. I don't like. I don't even look at I barely look at anybody else's Instagram. I'm just like, just double tap it and swipe.
That's
away.
dedication.
It is. It really is. So Autumn, get better, and then Kat, don't get sick and contaminate the rest of the family.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know, that's. I know how that works. So me and my parents were all sick at the same time last week because we all work in the same office. So that was fun. So don't have that happen. We'll see you all guys next week. Stay healthy. Drink orange juice. Pedialyte. Pedialyte's very good too. I learned that last week.
Very true.
So it has Pedialyte has zinc in it, which sports drinks have all the other hydration stuff, but they don't have zinc, and zinc is an immune system booster. So now you know. Okay. So we have that. What are our questions?
All right. So I apologize. I don't know where, but this is Tommy Boy. It doesn't say where, but Tommy Boy wants to know best wrestling theme song of all time.
It goes like this: Fat man in a little coat. No. Or is that Black Sheep?
That's a tough question.
Oh.
I mean,
Undertaker.
I gotta go Hardy Boys. Every time I hear that,
yeah, that's a good
call. Like immediately makes me pop.
Austin with the glass.
Yeah, the glass shatter. What about that Disturbed version they had?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
A lot better than the other one.
To find that.
Like, who did Jericho's?
Jericho's was good. DX was good.
Gangrel.
I mean, they dropped it.
Gangrel was great.
Oh yeah, the Brood theme was good.
Yeah.
And then even older, Real American got people fucking hyped.
Oh yeah.
When that happens,
it still gets people hyped up.
Yeah, and it would. Oh yeah, it would. He needs to come back. And then Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior, had the thing at the beginning of his song.
Oh, Warrior was great.
Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation, the guitar at the beginning. Oh, there's so many iconic themes. It's kind of hard to make.
So many.
For me, it's either Hogan or Austin.
At the game.
And the new ones are all pretty good too. Like Nakamura's is up there.
Oh yeah.
As one of
my favorite, like recent.
AJ's is up there. Nakamura's is up there. Bobby Roode's Glorious is up there.
Oh yeah, Glorious.
Yeah. I think Elias is up there.
Finn's theme
Finn's is good.
That grew on me. At first, I wasn't a big fan, but I do like it. I like that they shorten it for TV too.
Yeah.
Randy Orton and Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Randy Orton's original theme.
Yeah, the
Burn in My Life. Hey, yeah. When it, oh man,
with the gold pyro in the back.
Yes,
Edge rated RKO version.
Oh yeah, man. The Edge's Metalingus there by Alter Bridge is
Christian's theme
fantastic.
Was
Christian.
I actually like Christian's TNA music better than anything WWE.
Yeah, that was
because that didn't have the lyrics. It just had the melody and
it was an Evanescence song. It was a rip of an Evanescence song, My Last Breath.
Was it really?
It was. It's basically an instrumental version of My Last Breath. I will play Stone Cold's because we have to.
We have to.
Oh. Now, Jim Johnston's original version is very good too and iconic.
Yeah.
But this one is just. There was a certain time period of Stone Cold when you heard this. And you just knew shit was going to go down.
Yeah.
Oh, such a good song.
Such a great song.
That might be Stone Cold might be a winner for me. Undertaker, even though the theme has changed a little bit over the years, just the Undertaker, the dirge, and the gong, and the whole deal was it. How do you fucking beat that?
Right.
Oh, and you know what we didn't talk about? The Game.
Oh yeah,
spitting. Oh, it was spitting the water and the lights and the whole deal. Like we didn't give enough love to the. We didn't give enough love to the Game.
That's
I also loved China's music.
Yes, China's music was great.
Oh, I also love the other one, Kings. Or Evolution's theme.
Oh, Evolution's another good one.
Line in the Sand.
There's just too many. All of them.
Flair's
really.
It really is.
With the exception of a few. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another question. We got Lexi from Texas.
Ooh, yeah.
This is a great one. She goes, "Who the fuck is Drew Maverick? Never heard of him. You guys know the indies. This guy any good?"
Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, so
he has a terrible new name. He will forever be Rockstar Spud to me.
And you know what's funny? They acknowledged him
They called him Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, they said people may know him as Rockstar Spud, but he's now Drew Maverick. But because they refer to Shinsuke as the Rockstar is the reason why he's not Rockstar Spud.
Yeah.
Shinsuke's not the Rockstar.
He's the artist.
No, he's the king of strong style.
I know.
He's the king of strong style, not the artist.
But I will say, Drew Maverick or Rockstar Spud really made a name in TNA. That's how we all knew him. He's great on the mic. He's actually decent in the ring considering his size. He's good as a face. He's good as a heel. And now he's the general manager of 205, which I think is great. Gives him something to do. I'm a big fan of his, so I'm excited to see him. What about you guys?
Is he actually British?
Yes. He's from he actually went through the TNA gut check, but they did like a European, like a British version. There was like an and it had like Grado and him and back when it was Party Marty Skrull, and he came out dressed like with a sideways hat. He looked like a club kid on ecstasy or something. Party Marty Skrull, and some British twins that never went on to do anything. And it was run by Al Snow. It was basically their version of Tough Enough with Al Snow. Go figure. And he spawned from that, and he's great. If he was 6.5 feet tall, he'd be a fucking world champion because his promo he's a great promo, one of the best. And to say that about a TNA guy is just, that's high praise.
And he could give Steve Harvey a run for his money with the suits he wears.
The suits are great. The look he has, this the facial expressions are great. He's able to play. You can tell what he's thinking without necessarily hearing him.
And he put over King Maxwell in a match.
I was just going to say, you need to go back. If you haven't seen it, he wrestled Rockstar Spud versus King Maxwell, and King Maxwell makes his entrance in a Mercedes-Benz, much like Sasha Banks. And they have a no-holds-barred match or something like that.
Who put him down for the pin count? I know it wasn't Maxwell.
It was spoiler alert in case you go on YouTube. I believe Senior Benjamin came in with his trusty taser.
Yes, it was Benjamin.
We are talking about a baby, right?
Yes. Yep. He was. Okay. He made like he was going to start wrestling the baby, and then Senior Benjamin came out and fucking zapped him, and then the kid made the pin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, he doesn't actually injure the baby, and he's so small. It's really not an unrealistic matchup.
Yeah.
For reference, this is Amy Lee Evanescence. This is exactly Christian's TNA theme.
That was driving me nuts. I could hear it, but I couldn't.
Yeah. So that's.
Thank you.
This is not the song that I remember his music being, though.
Hold on, I'll go back to the beginning. His was like.
There was a different one that I remember.
Let's see if because it starts off like this deal. Right, and there's a countdown.
Yeah.
2, 1. Did it? But this is not Christian's theme. Right. This is actually Evanescence's theme.
Well, here. See, because this is what I remember. But you're right. It's the same.
Yep.
Take you to the other side.
That was. TNA's guy Dale Oliver, who is very much the Jimmy Hart of his generation, just covered a bunch of songs for TNA, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so close. It's such a close ripoff. That's like the CFOs, the guys who are doing the WWE themes. The Bailey theme is basically is it 303? Their song or is it Owl City? I think it's Owl City. Good Time, basically. It's like it's a cover of a pop song or like a remix kind of.
I would have never known.
Used to do a lot of those kind of things for WCW themes.
Yeah. Jimmy Hart has a DVD out. I think it's with High Spots, where he has a piano and he plays some of the songs and sings them, and then talks about how he wrote them.
Like Hogan's WCW theme.
Yeah, that Hogan. Listen, the Hogan WCW theme, American Made. If you're gonna have a ripoff of Real American, that was damn decent.
Oh yeah.
He's American made. Oh man, I was a big WCW fan.
All right, so I got another one.
Thank you for the question. Whoever submitted the question about the themes.
Yeah, that was Lexi from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got one more, and this is actually my boy, also from last week. This is Medulla, and here's his comment. Really, so check this out because this will cause some discussion. He says, "Competition breeds better results. Looking back at Raw vs. Nitro documentary on the network, you do not see signage anymore like you did in the '90s. McMahon silenced his customers. I'd say instead of spending money on the XFL, he should spend money and put the F back into WW. I'm not saying go back to Attitude, but the crowds look completely different."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for a different audience now. He was trying to get the teenage males, and he was trying to get the adult males 18 to 35 or whatever.
The American males.
Right. American males. That is the world's worst theme song, potentially.
Yeah.
So there's the worst. We know the worst. Or maybe Scott Steiner's, because it's just a police siren with...
Yeah. Or Right to Censor.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's a pretty raw one, too.
So first of all, in terms of the signage, and it's so true.
Yeah, they really censor the signs. They have people check them and throw them out before you even get in the arena now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Like, unless it's something like cheering for Roman Reigns or John Cena, like, I feel like pretty much it's confiscated, or you're told you have to throw it away.
Or back when Daniel Bryan was wrestling, there's too many Daniel Bryan signs.
Mm-hmm.
That was something they said too, that people were reporting their Daniel Bryan signs were thrown out. I think he's right in the sense that competition bred better storylines and better quality of wrestling. Well, I mean, not better storylines. I mean, we did have Pepper on a pole, but the competition bred kind of crossover signings and people jumping ship, and you had to watch next week because you didn't know what WCW was going to do to top what the WWF did last week because they were in ratings battle. The only time we see that is a takeover leading into a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's the only time we see it. And those are the guys. If there's anybody that you're going to create competition with, turn NXT into WCW and run it on Thursday nights and call it Thursday Nitro or call it Thunder or whatever the fuck you want, and make it a brand and be like, these guys are fucking coming for your job. And then next thing you know, Dolph Ziggler gets traded to them. And because Dolph Ziggler is basically spinning his wheels, sticking his thumb up his butt, playing with himself, whatever kind of term you want to use, he's doing nothing. If you transfer him to NXT and you had him try and win the title from somebody or whatever the hell, or you call it WCW if you want to call it, if you want to try and do a throwback thing and bring back a brand, either way you do it, you have people jump back and forth more. It's a very hard barrier, which is a good thing. The NXT is NXT, but if somebody makes a jump, they should send WWE guys back to NXT, not as a demotion, but as a
sidestep.
We're trying something different, because Dolph Ziggler can try something different in NXT.
So that's
like Zack Ryder with Mojo.
Yes, exactly.
You know what though? But I mean, and again, he's right, because when the competition was real, it was the best time to be a wrestling fan, and you definitely don't have that now. But at the same time, if you were able to work out some kind of deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if you were able to work a deal with Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor was able to work a deal with New Japan, and all of them together we're working with each other behind the scenes. And you have guys like Jericho that show up in New Japan, and you got guys that show up in Ring of Honor. And Ring of Honor, one day you're watching Raw and the fucking Briscoes show up, or this and that. I mean, it just, you could create the competition that way with actual companies that exist. I mean, Ring of Honor, if they had the money to go head to head with WWE, they could. I don't think they'd win.
Oh, no.
But you know what I mean? But if there was a mutual understanding behind the scenes where there's an understanding, there's
like they used to have with Paulie and ECW.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And that would create your competition.
And I think everybody wins like doing it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, But see, that's what I thought they should have done with the Invasion. I thought they were going to have
that was the plan.
I thought they were going to have a whole separate WCW show.
That was the plan until Booker T, Buff Daddy, and Scott Hudson showed up. What the fuck? There's at least give Booker an opponent to work with.
Right.
Not that I didn't enjoy Buff Bagwell's shtick. I was a big Buff Bagwell fan, but
our friend Kevin Dunn shot it down.
Yeah, of course.
Why am I not surprised?
That bucket tooth beaver motherfucker. Oh, I've been listening to some Jim Cornette on YouTube.
The excuse was they built up the WWE brand. They didn't want to look weak to the WCW.
Right, and I get that idea, but you had the problem is in wrestling, there needs to be the conflict where the heel goes over first. The heels have to go over first because then there's no reason for the baby faces to chase after them. If they lost that pay-per-view thing and then next week, without even mentioning it, they just showed fucking Monday Nitro.
Yep.
And then they had to put up with it being Monday Nitro until Vince McMahon found a way to win back Raw.
Have another...
Come on. And then you spin it up like a Thursday Nitro. You don't have to call it Thunder because I know Thunder did the worst ratings out of all of them. But Thursday Nitro would work.
I'd call it Thunder just for...
Yeah, I mean, listen, the nostalgia is big. If Vince thinks he can capitalize on the XFL, which is only 17 years old, he can capitalize on WCW, which is older than that. Billy Corgan's capitalizing on the NWA, which is even older than that. Yep. It's amazing to see what he's doing with. He really only has like 3 or 4 wrestlers within the actual NWA, and he's just doing a nice job of being an ambassador and doing all of these shows, bringing the NWA title to indie shows. Nick Aldis is doing 20 title defenses in 60 days, culminating with, if he retains all the way through, a match with Tommy Dreamer at House of Hardcore for the NWA Championship.
Awesome. That's pretty cool.
So they're doing, if they can do that and bring back a brand that nobody gave a shit about 6 months ago, WWE has the rights to world-class championship wrestling. They have the rights to all of these other territories throughout. They really do. They have all of them. And you know what they could do? And I thought this would be an interesting concept. Reopen the territories as NXT training centers in those areas.
Yes.
So instead of NXT being in Dallas, you call it World Class Championship Wrestling, and you get the indie talent from there. That's gonna, if they do good enough in world class, they make it to NXT, and then you go to you open up one and you call it Mid-South, or you open up one on the West Coast, and I don't know which one of the West Coast promotions you could even UWF maybe they have, whatever it is, you just use one of the old territories that you have the rights to, and boom, you've rebuilt the territory system. It's competition, but it's you're competing not just with yourself, but with the other indies that are in town.
Right. They have this UK thing that they're trying to get off the ground, too.
Which, are they ever going to fucking do that or what?
I don't know.
And before you join the actual NXT, you can circulate the...
Right. And the whole idea of the territories was if Lanny Poffo just worked 6 months with Herb Abrams and he wants to move on, he's going to go down to Paul Bosch and he's going to work there. And it's the same gimmick, and maybe they even do the same like what they'll do is there are a few things that when they were traveling the territories, guys knew, well, if I my finish for the first match is we throw powder in your eyes, and then the rematch is this, and then we go to a 2 out of 3 falls match, and then it's going to be for the title, and I'll put you over before I leave the territory. They knew certain steps and certain things would always work, and because it was done in one territory and not necessarily televised, they could hop it to somewhere else. And if these aren't televised anywhere, you can workshop a gimmick in like the Texas area, and then if you want to move it to the West Coast and see if it works the same over there, you can see the reaction that it gets running the exact same story. You could run the exact same storyline, just pop in a different wrestler that they're challenging, and you mix it up.
Yeah, I
mean, it becomes a little harder with the internet, though.
Yeah,
it does. But I mean, house shows are all very.
Oh yeah,
the finishes of the house shows are all the same.
Yep.
So if you're gonna go see a house show, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
They used to do things like NWA champion Harley Race versus WWF champion Bob Backlund, or Ric Flair versus Rick Martel, or something like that.
Yeah, and it would interbrand matches would then again it would foster some kind of competition. That's what all of this goes back to. You perform better when you know that there's somebody chasing you.
Like when Flair came to like Carlos Colon's territory in Puerto Rico, it was huge.
Oh, geez, yeah. Didn't he have to let Carlos win the title, or else he was pretty much going to be murdered?
Yeah, something like that. Even though it didn't actually count as a championship reign, but in the records, but
right.
Jeez,
it's a fun time.
Before Andre was stuck with the WWF contract in the mid '80s, Andre was a territory guy. He'd show up to all the different territories. Dusty Rhodes did too, I think.
It's a good. I think there's legs in that idea. If there's any kind of competition that they can put up, because I see how much you saw what happened with the Royal Rumble. We're talking about how good NXT is the night before, and the guys from the Royal Rumble stepped up and had good matches.
Mm-hmm.
So that would only serve to help everybody, I think. Thank you for the question.
They're doing that for Money in the Bank. Now that Money in the Bank is a co-branded pay-per-view, their Takeover Chicago is the night before.
Nice. And of course, there's Takeover New Orleans.
Yep.
Which that'll be a really big show, as they say. So Medulla, was that the name?
Yes.
Thank you for the question. Medulla with the oblongata. Any other questions, or were those the ones for this week?
Amanda has something about a cheeseburger and fries or something.
Oh yeah.
This is the most important question.
It is.
So, if you eat your fries before you eat your burger, will that be the end of mankind?
Yep.
I mean, you'd have to ask Mick, but
I like to put the fries in my burger.
Ooh,
but
rebel.
No, who eats their fries before a burger?
You eat a little bit. You can't eat them all. The only way that works is if you're at
you still gotta have the burger bite first.
I like to have the burger with the fries.
The burger bite has to be first, and then you can eat your fries.
Like if I'm eating, like if I get takeout at McDonald's or something, I'll reach into the bag and grab a couple fries first, like an appetizer. Just a couple. I won't eat the whole fries, but I just need a couple, and then I'm ready to go on the burger.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like to alternate. I don't want to do one all of one and then all of the other.
I want to enjoy everything.
It's a nice mix. And, oh man, you guys are getting me hungry.
I know.
Just want burger and fries now.
I've got steak. I've got some cube steak in the fridge. So
I had a burger the other day that was sandwiched between 2 grilled cheeses.
Oh yeah, it's like called the fatty melt, I think.
The fatty melt.
I want that Thanksgiving sandwich that Ross had on Friends with the moist maker.
The moist maker.
Have you ever had
my sandwich?
My sandwich.
Have you ever had a Thanksgiving sandwich with the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Dip it in the gravy.
I did it after Jewish holidays. I put like my brisket in the sandwich. Oh God.
I put the brisket between two latkes and then I dipped it in the apples.
Oh my God, that would be phenomenal.
I shouldn't.
No.
Ideas.
If you made a latke burger could be the next thing. You know, there's ramen burgers where they make the bun out of noodles.
There's a kosher deli like in my area, and they make a latke burger like during Hanukkah.
I'm doing that for Hanukkah. That's it. I want you guys to come. You're all invited. I'm doing latke burgers. Damn it.
Eric,
I'll send you a picture of what it looks like.
You should open a latke burger truck.
Yeah.
And just drive throughout the Carolinas handing out kosher goods.
Yes, have my 2,000 calorie latke burger.
So good.
I could imagine how with sour cream on it or something. Oh my God, I'm really looking forward to dinner.
I'm starving.
Damn it!
All right. Well, speaking of which, 3 minutes till Smackdown Live.
Yes. So with the questions, thank you everyone that submitted questions. You can keep submitting questions weekly to AskTheWarReport@gmail.com. I don't want to say best question. A question is selected at the end of every month to be given a free pass into the Wrestle Rumble pay-per-view pick'em. Whether and sometimes it's subjective what we do. It could be the funniest question, the one that gives us the most conversation, the one we enjoy talking about the most. Who knows? There's not exactly a statement. Right. It could be a firm rubric. There's no firm rubric to what we have to do. We're very loose on it. So just submit something if it's entertaining, makes us chuckle. You can get your free WrestleRumble.com pick, and what's next? The Elimination Chamber?
Yep. Or is it Fastlane?
Oh, God.
No, it's the Elimination Chamber is in 2 weeks.
The Chamber of
Elimination. 2 weeks. Fuck.
So who's going to win that last chance match to get into the Elimination Chamber, get that last spot?
God, it better be Braun, right?
It better be.
No,
it's
Braun's
not.
already in it.
Oh,
Braun's
is he
in it? Yeah.
It's between
Balor. That's right, because he won the last man standing thing.
It's between Balor, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, and Apollo Crews.
Well, I think it's Apollo Crews. Come on. I tried to keep a straight face. I think I just stunned everybody when I said that. No, I'm kidding. Please, no, I take it back.
He would make a great take of the pin.
He would, but I think it's got to be Balor or Dark Horse Matt Hardy because he's over too. I'm
pretty sure it's going to be Balor because then they could instigate a whole
Balor
or Balor versus Miz, like Miz Taraj versus the Balor Club or something like that.
There you go.
That wouldn't be bad. Because I mean, listen, if we're still just if this is all just a fucking smokescreen until Roman Reigns wins the #1 contendership and faces Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. We're pulling our pud here. If there's actually going to be some changes made to the upper card, I'm all for it. I think Cena, if he's going to be putting somebody over, should be he should be putting over Balor at WrestleMania because Balor hasn't been able to get the job done against him or something like that.
Him and Elias are getting.
That's going to be Elias's year, which is good. And as long as, because here's the thing, very reminiscent of the last time WrestleMania was in New Orleans. He was facing Bray Wyatt, and
that was New Orleans.
That was the year that Bray Wyatt was super over, and he's got the whole world, and everybody's singing. And they were in New Orleans. They bill him from New Orleans, and he has the voodoo people and the fire, and then John Cena just beats him clean. That was the time to do the right thing for Bray. Put him over because Bray winning that match changes his career trajectory. And then even a guy like Elias, that changes him from goofy fucking guitar guy to I just beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So if he I don't say he has to do the job, but it would be nice of John Cena to put somebody over at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
Can they extend that to Mania?
I think we can.
Yeah, because there's the chamber in between.
I would like it because it would be somewhat of a longer term storyline.
Because I think Elias screws over Cena, so Cena doesn't win in the chamber, and then obviously Elias doesn't win.
His guitar in the pod,
and he's playing. Yeah,
that's the last one out, so he can immediately walk out, hit Cena. Cena gets pinned.
Yeah, I mean that could be. It would be a way to extend it, and you could extend it to WrestleMania, and you can get other side people involved, and you can throw them in other matches and mix them in tag matches and in six mans and stuff. Like you could have Cena and the Balor Club against Elias and the Miz Taraj or something like. If those are the two pairings, I don't hate those. I don't. I like Elias and Cena. I think they size up. Elias is like Super Soldier Serum Seth Rollins. They like really. He would have been the third member of the Shield if Seth Rollins if he was around when Seth Rollins was around. He's like that version of Jesus in the paintings where Jesus flexes and breaks the wood of the cross. That's what he looks like. So that'll be good. And then I think Miz, any combination of the Balor Club and the Miz Taraj is going to be fun. Nobody's really a bad wrestler in that group. Joe Hennig has that unfortunate haircut, but other than that, they're fine. So I think those will be fun matchups, and whether you think it'll be 3-on-3 at WrestleMania, or you think it'll be if they do Miz Taraj Balor Club, or do you think it'll be a singles match for the IC title?
I think you go 3-on-3, maybe put the IC title up.
Oh, in the match, so whoever will pin.
Yeah. So if Balor pins Miz,
I don't hate it. All right, well, it is 8:02, so we should probably wrap up. I know that Steve's wife is going to start yelling at him soon. So, again, your question can be submitted for the WrestleRumble.com pick'em, which is, again, 2 weeks, Elimination Chamber. And, of course, check out tagmeadate.com. We've got Android and iPhone apps forthcoming. Yay! And it is free to sign up. It's still free. I mean, what's a better pitch than that? It's free. You try it for free. What's that?
Everything else charges you.
Yeah, that's right. Not many things in life are free anymore. This is free. You can sign up, check it out. 75,000 superstars and divas, all waiting for you to tag them in. Find your tag team partner. That sounded a little dirty. Find your tag team partner. Your tag team.
Find someone who will let you go over.
Find somebody that'll put you over, brother. They're going to do the JOB, one of several. Ugh, that sounds dirty too. All right, so check out tagmeadate.com. It's free. There's messaging. There's promo videos. You can upload a video. You can upload profile pictures. You can search by the answers to some wrestling-based questions. You can search by location so you can find somebody nearby, or you can find somebody far away so you have an excuse to leave your terrible girlfriend wherever you are and then fly to a different state and meet somebody who likes wrestling.
And start over.
There you go. Start fresh. Change your name. Shave your head. Get a new job. There you go. You can do all of this at tagmeadate.com. All of your dreams will come true. That's the sales pitch right there. All right, so check us out at the War Report, brought to you by tagmeadate.com every Tuesday here live on YouTube, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. Adjust your clocks as needed, or adjust the time as needed based on where you are in the world. So we will
create alert and never miss it.
Exactly. If you go to youtube.com and you type in Tag Me a Date as all one word, no spaces, Tag Me a Date, squish it all together, you'll get the Tag Me a Date channel. You can like our videos. You can subscribe to the channel from there. If you hit the bell, you'll get a notification on your device that we are going live, and then you can click on that notification, go right to the video. And once again, that video will come up if you don't want to set alerts, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time, Tuesday evenings. So we're going to be back right here on YouTube at the Tag Me a Date channel for another edition of the War Report next week, 7 p.m. on the Eastern Time, Tuesday evening. Thank you for watching.
We on every Rusev Day.
Every